Hello, everybody. Welcome in. My name is Josh. This is the Gaming Choice channel. I hope you can hear me. And we are live on a new-ish map, or a new map to me, and a new challenge that I've been thinking about for quite a while. That's not what I wanted to happen. Go away. And so this is a modification in some ways of one of Rusty's challenges from a little while back. So, and I've been looking for the right map to play it on, and this one turned up, and I think it's going to be exactly what we want. So we are going to start with a new game. And it's not working. Hold on. I think I swear my mods were. Sorry. Why is the save game not working? Square by modded square. What the heck? Why isn't this working? Let's try that again. Come on, game. Work. Why are you not working? I don't know what's going on. So the plan is, and I have a big, huge, very, very full mod folder. Not really full, but I mean, it's, and it's actually, I'm kind of restricting myself, for the most part, to Mod Hub. And so the reason that we're doing that, the reason we're restricting to Mod Hub is there's a lot of just crap out there right now from a mod perspective, and I don't feel comfortable. What is going on? Where's the log? JCB fast track. Did I not download the damn map? Okay, we're in the right folder, but I didn't download the map. I thought I did. Install. Yeah, thank you. Installed. Alright, well, it's downloading. Sweet. So that was what was wrong. Did I get something pretty? Yes, I did. I got a very, very pretty gift from my friend Tim, FarmSim Tim. FarmSim Tim gave me the most pretty gift he could ever give me for my birthday, which was a pull request. Oh, FarmSim Tim he put all the work in to add a UI menu to the contract boost mod so that you can change all of your settings in-game. And that would have taken me like weeks. He did it in like a couple days. And it looks beautiful. It looks pretty. It really does. So, Benor, yes, he gave me something pretty. But anyways, now let's go to the career. Now that we have the map, we can pick the map. New Frontier. And we want the New Frontier Forestry. So let's go back to the main screen. This is what we're doing today. So, here's the plan. We're going to go to New Frontier Forestry. We're going to start with like $250,000. We're going to start with a loan. Actually, do we want the loan or not? I forget. No, we're not going to start with the loan. We're not going to do with the loan. No loan, hard difficulty. So these are the rules. We're making up rules as we go. I'm going to start your start funds to whatever you want because we're going to reset it all. So no start farm, no guided into our tour because Giants, by the way, hey Giants, this should not be here on any map other than Riverbend Springs because no other map actually has a tour. So why have the option on every single map? That's freaking stupid. Fix your game. Anyways, we're going to be doing New Frontier Forestry. And I've got a bunch of mods, right? And this is all stuff from Mod Hub. A lot of it's John Deere stuff because that's just what's out. The one that's not here that I was hoping was going to be here was the Cultivator Field Creator. Oh, create fields with cultivator. There it is. So yeah, I have lots of mods. The one that's super key, and this is key to the challenge, and it's going to be a requirement of the challenge, is this mod right here, which I wrote. And it's just what it says it is. It's a mods only mod, which doesn't make sense. But if you enable it, you lose access to every single base game item in the store. Let's see what that looks like, because it looks freaking weird. It really does. So let's start. New game. Nice word for mental incompetence by those who should know about. Yes. Fix your own crap. Come on. Don't make me fix it for you. Or unless you want me to release a mod that hides that menu item. I could do that. It's not worth my time. But I can release a mod that's going to remove every mod from the game. Every what are they called? Vehicle. Every vehicle from the game. By the way, this little, where is it here? This one? Shouldn't this be up a little bit? Can I move this up? This. Does that look nice? That should be good. Yeah, much better. All right, we're going to start our game. This is the forestry version of New Frontier. As you can see, there's way more trees. And since we're starting from scratch, we don't have anything. We don't own any land. We don't own any fields. But as you can see, and this was kind of hinted at in the beginning, we have a square. And the idea here is you have farmland and you can pick these little square plots of farmland, whichever plot we want. So we're going to fly around the map, because I haven't looked at it yet, and decide which one to start on. I'm thinking about this one just because it has the little waterfall, because the waterfall looks cool, but I'm not sure yet. And I don't want to start over here because then the sawmill and everything else is super close. But the idea is you buy one piece of land, buy one tractor, and one trailer, and then you reset your money down to like 10,000 bucks, I believe. Your tractor has to be under 200 horsepower, but you can pick whatever tractor you want. But that said, and that was the original challenge. The caveat I'm putting in is this ghost town of a store. Yeah, it's bad. Because there isn't anything in here that was base game. No base game, nothing. I can't use base game stuff at all. So if I want to use a tractor, I have to use a tractor. And the tractor I want to use is not here, but it... Yes, it is. It's just not in the tractors for some reason. So here's a tractor I want to use. And this is my version of this tractor, which has been slightly modified. I don't know what this is going to look like, so I'm going to try it out. Select. And select. And for the most part, it changed the colors to black. We'll worry about the arms. This arm is supposed to change too, but at least I have a mostly black tractor. I'm going to be starting off with this tractor. And it does not have big wheels, but I'll put wheel weights on there because we're going to be doing some forestry. And safety frame. Oh, I like the safety frame. No license plate. We're in the middle of nowhere. Whatever tractor you want, as long as it's modded. This one I modded myself to make it color selectable. Obviously, I missed the cab, but I'll work on that later. It only took me 20 minutes. And we're going to buy this. So we're going to start off with this Pansfelt thing. It's kind of a forestry thing. We're going to be doing some forestry. It has a scoop on the front that we can potentially remove if we need to. But that's going to be our tractor that we start off with. Right? It looks pretty cool. I like it. And then we're going to go to flight, player flight toggle. We're going to turn flight on. This, and we're going to fly around the map a little bit. So this is where you start off in the map. If you haven't seen this map is pretty awesome. It's one of the first mod maps to actually make it to all platforms. I'm excited that there's finally a mod map to make it all platforms. Not only that, Ola used an idea that I don't know if it was me or someone else, but there's been a couple maps over time that have done this. But this is something that I've built into a couple maps that I've had part of, where there's multiple start maps in one zip file. La Coronella did it. I think one of the first ones that did it, where they had like the pro version and the competitor version of the map, and the map slightly changed depending on which one you choose, right? And then for Blackwater Bottoms and for Split Mountain Ranch, I helped Rusty. I worked with the Shanty Boys to help build in a alternate version of the map that had a challenge, and that challenge was built into the map. So by doing that, you're kind of creating multiple maps in one. So this is, I'm gonna turn the time down to, we're running out of time. So this is New Frontier by Ola Haldor. He built most of this map. I would say probably about 90-95% of this map was built in Houdini, not in Giants Editor. So in all of these trees, he did not place these trees by hand. He placed them programmatically. So he had a script that ran, that placed all the trees. And so all of these trees and where they are and where the grass is, and like if he has some areas like this that are a little bit more kind of look like forest ground a little bit, or have some different textures and stuff like that, that's all programmatically done. So he has a piece of software called Houdini that allows him to do all of this without ever getting to Giants Editor. And then he exports from Houdini into GE. And then I believe he did a little bit of last minute tweaks and placements and stuff like that just to finalize things. Okay, so this is our map. It looks pretty awesome. I like it. I like it a lot. This area over here seems pretty dense with trees. And I think this is actually where I wanted to start. And the positive is there's also a construction site up here on the top of the hill. So since I can't play with any mods, this construction, I can't place down anything. I can potentially use this construction site because it's already placed down. So if we look at our construction menu, this is the construction menu. So I have some sheds, a couple sheds that I downloaded. I have a couple silos. There's a bale silo and some, what are these called? Bunker silos? No silo extensions, no constructibles, containers, tools, farmhouses. I don't even have my own mod in here, which is kind of weird. We don't need it now. We'll get it later. But basically everything in here is all mods, not base game. So you can only, that's the challenge. It only takes, yes, and it only took 2 days to make the map. Like he made it was like an idea that FSG had for him, and he was like, hey, can you make this? And Ola's like, hold my beer. And basically that's exactly what happened. He basically said, hold my beer, and it happened, and it became a thing. All right, so this is the top of the mountain, Farmland 59. This is the side of the mountain. So does the top of the mountain where I am now include that piece of land? Let's turn off flight mode for a second. I like how you kind of slowly get physics. Okay, this is a construction zone. And if I go to the north edge of the construction zone and the east edge, like this corner, if I look this way. Okay, so 59, I think if I want this construction plot right away, which I think I do, I have to start with 59. So we're going to start with plot 59 and go from there. So that's going to be our home base. That's where we're going to sleep. The sawmill is up here. Sawmill. We're not going to use it because it's a piece of junk. There's a warehouse where you can buy stuff if you need to. We're not going to use it because it's overly expensive. There's a sell point here and an animal dealer. We may or may not use that. We'll see. And then there's the petrol tank here, the vehicle shop, and then a bunch of fields. Now, because there's fields, if I can find the contract menu, we could potentially use contracts if we want to make some money. If we wanted to make some money. And apparently there's even wood transport contracts. Cool. And deadwood contracts. Sweet. That's pretty cool. Give me 1 second. I just realized I was testing something and it broke something else. Save. Debug. True save. All right. Well, it requires materials for next step. So we're going to need wood beam, planks long, and planks to be able to move forward with this construction site. And it's a buildable log cabin. Okay, that's fantastic. But we need our tractor. Now, we're going to drop our funds down to, like, I don't know, what do you guys think? Can we put a poll? Let's put a poll on the starting funds while I drive, right? So we're making up this challenge as we go. Starting, that's not the right keyboard. Starting funds. We're gonna do 10K. Whoops. 25K. Add option. 0. Start poll. All right, I'm gonna go drive to my property is. You guys get to vote. We get to decide how we start this challenge. Are we gonna start it with $0? Are we gonna start it with $10,000? Or are we gonna start it with $25,000? Because right now I have a lot of money and I want to get rid of it. And I think I'm driving the right way, but I really don't know. How do I, like, plan my route? I'm so not driving the right way. There's no road. You guys can choose whatever you want. You can make me suffer if you want. That's fine. But if other people do this challenge, remember, if you do this challenge, you're going to also be making yourself suffer. So there's that. And then we can also decide on loans or anything like that. Like, you can potentially take out loans or whatnot. That's fine. Right now we have no loans. We can say that you can't borrow equipment or borrow machinery. You have to actually make the money. But we'll see what happens. And remember, you have to use, and I know that the mods only thing is not going to be available on console because it's a script mod. But if you're on console and you want to play this, you just have to be able to keep yourself honest and not use any mods. So, so the other thing you can buy is a chainsaw, which we haven't bought yet. That's the only other thing you can start with. So chainsaws, we're going to use this Still Competition Timber Sports chainsaw mod because it's the only modded chainsaw that's available. So now we have a chainsaw. No cash, no loans, as long as the map allows it. All right. It looks like 58% of you. Whoops, I'm not ending the poll yet. You guys got a kind of a wide vote, but it looks like overwhelmingly we have people saying $0. All right. You asked for it. Alright. One more minute to vote. Get your vote in if you haven't voted yet. And am I in my plot? I'm in my plot, so I can cut down a tree. Let me find a good tree. Okay, I'm gonna cut down a tree or two. I haven't actually cut down any trees here, so I don't actually know how this works. How does this game work? This will be like the first tree I've cut down for realsies in this FS25. Where's my plot of land? Oh, there's another one right here. I like these trees. These are the ones you make the most money off of, but there aren't very many on the map, so. All right. All right, time's up. We're going, ending the poll. 64% said we start with 0. So we got our tractor, our chainsaw, our plot of land, and nothing else. We start with 0. You have 80 hours on this map? That's awesome, Ken. Alright, let's go, GS money, add, negative 502820. Okay, so we have $0. If we look into our bank, where's the bank? Here. Finances, we have $0, $0, 0 loan. You're starting with nothing. But we do have a plot of land, so that's something. The whole removing branches thing is sort of working. This chainsaw has like a ramp-up speed, which is kind of strange. Never seen that before. Hear it? Nope. Nope. Interesting chainsaw. It's a competition chainsaw, like a timber sports competition chainsaw. I guess. I guess that's a thing. Alright, so now we're starting with nothing. We have our starting plot. We have a couple trees. And now we have to get these trees to the sawmill to sell them. The sawmill is on the other side of the map. So now we have to get it to the other side of the map. And that's actually part of the reason why I chose... Turn the music down a little. That's the other reason why I chose this tractor specifically. Is because the tractor itself has a blade on the back specifically for dragging trees, and it also has 2 winches, which is like my favorite thing to have, is to have 2 winches. So you can do R, you do B, you do Control K. That lifts up that tree. And then we come over here. Oh, no. Now let's come over here. I should be able to get a second winch in here. No, why is it going there? I don't want to go there. Where's the second winch? There it is. Couldn't get the second winch right away. This might be problematic. We'll see. Okay, good enough. Alright, we got 2 trees. Let's go sell them. So I don't know how well this thing's going to tow 2 trees. I really don't. If at all. But I think once I get in the open, it should be fine. Oh, I see. That one can't go that way because of things. I don't like how the winch rope here, and I don't know. Let's see if I can figure out this. I've never used this tractor before, so I don't like how the winch ropes don't go all the way in. Like, the idea with this thing is you're supposed to... The winch ropes should go further in. I don't think they can. I'll have to edit that and fix it. Alright, so now I'm heading... Which direction am I heading? Not heading north. I want to head north-ish. This could take a while. Let's open up our map. And drive all the way to the other side of the map. At 19 miles an hour. It also has these, like, clamp things. I don't know how to use those. See those things on top of the, control winch, control tractor, control group blade. Lift up the blade. That'll help a little bit. We have to go all the way to plot 6, in case you guys are wondering. So, Ken, if you were playing on the original version of this map, a new version of this map was released. Yeah, I think those saddles are rusted trees in, but how do I mean, I could use the crane to get them in there, but there doesn't seem to be any way to clamp them in there. You see what I'm saying? Like, even if I got them in there, how do I get them to stay in there? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I get them to stay in those clamps? Like, what's the logic behind that? But this thing's cruising along pretty good. I just realized something that might be a problem. This might be a problem. Yep, it's going to be a problem. Does anyone know what the problem is? We're going to go around. We're going to go back. All right, so this is what I was thinking, and I just realized just now that I was wrong. The limbs hanging on the ground is sort of a problem. Not a big problem, but sort of. The bigger problem is, and this is something that I realized when I was doing winching for the for one of Rusty's challenges, I was doing the same thing where I was winching trees. And I was thinking to myself just now, exactly 3Js, is that you can't delimb or cut a tree then it's not on your property. So as soon as I took it off my property, I can't cut it. But if I sell this whole tree like this without actually trimming it, I'm going to lose a ton of money, and I need all that money. So it makes sense, even though I'm only a third of the way there, maybe halfway there, to drive back until I'm on my property, trim these trees down till they're the right size, re-winch them up, and then bring them down in smaller pieces to the sawmill. Actually, in FS25, 6 meters was what Kegarino found is the optimal length, and he did all the testing on that. We could do 8 meters. It doesn't matter. Anything between 6 and 8 is usually good. But this thing is hanging, and I think it's getting dragged by the limbs hanging out. Control group. That's interesting. With stuff attached to the winch, I can't change the control group. Strange. This is the low-end version of this tractor. There's a higher-end version that is a little bit better, but it's the low-end version. Welcome in to Always Involved Whiskey Creek Farms. I should be getting alerts. And I don't know why I'm not getting alerts. Browser? Maybe that's what I needed to add? Try that. So I should almost be back at my property. I think. Am I on my property yet? No. I shouldn't have gone in the first place. Thank you, Whiskey Creek Farms, for becoming a sponsor of the channel and joining the Always Involved Club. Thank you very much. Greatly, greatly appreciated it. Yeah, so, Ken, this is the Forestry version. The new version, the new updated map, which is 1.0.1.0, which I don't necessarily, I think it should have been 1.1, but whatever. That's not my map. Okay, so this is now on our property, I think. Yeah, I'm totally on our property. Okay. Why? Okay, and then let's cut these at what length? What do we say? So they're 20. How long are they? They're 34 meters long, so 6 in a little bit. So just do 6. I won't be able to pull as many, but that's fine. Yeah, Ken, it was 6 meters for FS25. I think the calculations are almost the same. From what I was seeing, like from the testing people did, one of our good channel friends, Kegarino, he did a lot of testing on the speed of, or how much the lengths to do, and on this type of tree, the one we're on, he made more money cutting it up into 6 meter lengths than he did cutting it up into 7 or 8 meter lengths. This I think it's right here. So let's go one more. And then this last piece, I'm going to cut at 8. Because I think it'll give me the best results. So I'm going to cut this at 8. We're going to have a combination. It doesn't matter as long as we make money off of selling the trees. Alright. How do we put away the chainsaw? There you go. I don't like that. How come I can't delimb this? Why isn't the delimbing thing working anymore? Why is the delimbing thing not working? Does anyone know? Delimbing is super bad now. Like, the delimbing used to be almost instant. Now it's like... What the hell? Like, I have all these, like, stray limbs that I can't cut off. Oh my gosh, this is horrible. I thought I was going to do forestry. I might, like, switch tactics and, like, mow some grass. Like, seriously. Alright, so I believe that the winch currently, because I haven't configured it yet, but I believe currently it's limited to 4 branches. So we're going to do... And we should get there faster this time because we're going to be going a lot slower. I mean, we're pulling a lot less wood. Come here, R, B, R, B. There we go. And we just need to pull 2 more. I think that's at our limit. Could obviously reload the game and just edit the tractor so that the winch can hold a lot more, but that would take time. I don't have time. All right, there we go. We're just not getting the tops of the trees. We're getting a lot of it though. We'll tweak how this tractor looks and operates over time. Obviously, because we have control over it, it's our tractor now, so we'll fix it. Attack the lips at a 45-degree angle. Yeah, I think I agree with Ken. Things keep evolving over time. It gets better. It's slow. It's a slow process. It's... You know, it's just... It is what it is, right? Things will change. And right now, it's... You know, still early days. I mean, things like... When this first map first came out... there was a problem with one of the other mods that I wrote, the contract boost mod, which is giving us this. See how it says contract boost? The contracts are being boosted. The amount of information or amount of stuff we get for those contracts is boosted. The profit. But there was a bug with this map and the contract boost mod because this map doesn't have rock crushing missions, and it didn't have tree transport missions, but it looks like it does have them now. And because of that, when I wrote the original mod, there was no mod maps, so I didn't know. I had no idea. Like, I wasn't able to add in that extra safety check, basically, or I didn't add in that extra safety check because I didn't know I needed it. Now, where am I going? I think I went the wrong way. I think I'm about to drive over, like straight over that mountain. I guess we're going to go around the mountain. So this little trip right here makes me really realize that we might need our own sell point. For selling logs, or like a lumber mill or something close to our farm. So if we get lucky, and I doubt we will, but if we at least get $2,000 from this sale, I think we'll be okay. I'm literally going to drive up and over this freaking mountain, towing trees. With an under horsepower tractor. I didn't think this through. It doesn't look like that steep of a hill. We have to get up basically up to plot 14, I think it looks like. That teal dot is the sawmill. You got your body half map for 25. This seems to be easier. Yeah, it's not easier at all. I think that the easier part, Keith, and this goes into the modding things. So if you guys don't understand the modding things, I fully understand, and I'm not gonna hold it against you or anything. But they said that modding was gonna be easier, but I think it's actually more of the XML side of modding is easier. Once the model is set up properly, the XML side is actually easier. I think it's better. The material system, I actually like it. I love having multiple materials on a single object. That's great. It's super easy to have once you get into XML. But to set it up is freaking annoying. It takes forever. And there's so much extra work to do that's not documented, there's no tutorials, no nothing from Giants, that most of the modders are just like, well, what am I supposed to do? And that's the thing, is that I think they thought it was going to be easier because they discounted the fact that they were, as Giants, being Giants, they're requesting modders to make custom models. Like, they're literally prioritizing custom models over XML edits. But the only part they made easier was the XML edit part. They didn't make the custom modeling part easier. They made it harder. They made it more complex. And so now the modding community has to adjust and adapt to the new rules, which is kind of a bummer, but in some ways also kind of expected. Like, we're going to have to adjust no matter what, but I think it's nowhere near as easy of an adjustment as Giants thought it was. And maybe for them it's easier because internally they have documentation and they have shared knowledge on how to do that. But externally, since they're not providing us with that documentation or that shared knowledge, for externally it's much harder. And I think that kind of sucks, in all honesty. I agree, Keith. It does. It's just, this would be so much. I think the game and modding would be so much better with more testing and more documentation. And I've been saying that since 22, since the beginning of when I got into modding on 22. I always said that they need more testing and more documentation. That's what they've always needed. They still need it today. They're gonna need it until they change the way they do things. They don't provide enough documentation or explanations or tutorials or anything. They just put out more stuff and expect everyone to just deal. And that mentality, that way of doing business, in my mind, is in some ways a little bit toxic, right? Just because it doesn't work well with people. All right, so how much are we gonna get for selling this wood here at this sell point? Let's leave this open because I go back. R. Whoa. I thought we were on hard mode. Are we on hard mode? Did I miss it? Somehow we're not on hard economy. No, we're on hard economy. I just got 10 grand for that wood. Sweet. That's epic, actually. We just got 10 grand for that wood. It was cut just right. That's right. Thank you. I mean, it was 2 trees. I cut them in perfect lengths. And I brought over, like, the thickest parts of the tree. Like, the butt end of the tree. So hard on 25 is like normal 25. I'd say so. Prices are... The economy is a little bit easier. That's for sure. I'm going to stop by the vehicle shop real quick. I don't know why my tractor is stopping right now. Where's the vehicle shop? Over here. I'm going to see... Because right now, this thing has... does not have a 3-point. It has just this thing here. And this, while it looks like a 3-point, I don't think it is. So what does it take to convert this? My mouse keeps flying off the screen. Like, I'm trying to move my thing and my mouse is flying off the screen onto the next monitor. Oh, come on. Giants, take the mouse. Stop letting the rest of the game... Ugh. Whoa, repaint already $8,000 for that little teeny tiny amount of paint. Somebody find me a mod that makes the painting costs come down. $8,000. What? That's ridiculous. All right, so engine setup, we're on the lowest setting. Right? Yeah, 180 horsepower. So if we get the winch and crane, we have that, but we have a hitch. Crane. Standard. Crane and blade. That's what we already have. To take away the winch. See, that pricing is just messed up. Take away the winch. I'll fix that. You have to take away the blade. If I take away the blade and keep the winch, it's $130,000. So this crane is $130,000, what they're trying to say. If I keep the crane by itself, which gives me a 3-point, that's $0. That's not bad. Standard gives me a 3-point on the front and the back. So if I want it, and it doesn't cost any money. Oh, that's cool. So if I want to do some, like, if I want to do some contracts or something, I can easily just take off the winch and crane. Okay, I can't use the camera right now. My mouse is like over on my other computer, on the other monitor, and it's not staying on the game. Hold on. I'm gonna save it real quick and quit because the mouse is driving me crazy. It's not usable. Save. I will be right back. All those warnings, I don't know if you saw them on screen when I was exiting, all of those warnings are because I was messing with the code. I literally modded that tractor an hour ago in 10 minutes. So it's a little bit wonky. Nope, not what I want. There we go. Start back up. Sorry about that. So the only problem now is that I want more than $10,000 before I go back to my farm, because I'm not going to find a perfectly flat piece of land. And so I'm not going to be able to place the sawmill that I want. Okay, so next question. This, you guys can vote on this because we're voting on the rules. So we're doing rules again. So yes, both. No. Both. Hold on, adding a poll here while the game starts up. You can probably hear that. Borrow only. So here's the poll that I'm putting up. We're making this challenge up as we go. Should you, as a player, as you're playing this challenge, should you be able to lease or borrow or both or no? So pick an option. Let me know what you guys think. But basically, as you're playing, as you're doing this kind of survival start, should you be able to lease equipment? And we can add additional stuff to the lease equipment, so you can't like lease it forever. You can only lease it and you have to return the same month or something. But how hard do we want to make it? All right, we're back. And the camera's working again. Perfect. So let's look real quick at the contracts. So we could do some like deadwood contracts and just cut down some trees. That would make us some money pretty quickly. I haven't done a deadwood contract yet. While we, is there any on the way back? 33 is kind of on the way back. 35 sort of on the way back. So let's do 33 and 35. We're gonna do some deadwood contracts on the way back, just because I've never done one. Juan always votes for the hardest. Yeah, I get it, Juan, and I usually do too. But I'm trying to make this a little bit more playable for other people, and so I'm perfectly. I typically, when I play myself, I almost never lease. I almost never, and usually don't borrow either. Like, I don't do contracts unless I can own the equipment to do the contract. God, the driving here is horrible. All right, so we're in the deadwood zone here, right? And let's get our chainsaw out. And the goal here is to find the dead trees. See, this forest is pretty darn dense. This is the deadwood, right? Yeah. Okay, so one deadwood tree down. And don't cut down the see this one right here? It looks like deadwood, but it's not. So you got to be careful with the deadwood trees. Make sure it's marked before you cut it down. Because if you look back in the contracts, there's a penalty for cutting down non-deadwood trees. And these forests are nicely dense. Good job, Ola. This was actually one of the things I wanted to do to this map, if I was going to play on it for this exact reason, would be to have the forests be more dense and have them actually look like forest ground. But I think the deadwood trees, I don't think you can sell them or anything, can we? Maybe we can. Yeah, 2K for each wrong tree. God, this is super dense in here. Love it. I actually like that it's dense. And I think the deadwood trees, if you put them into a production or something like that, they're actually somewhat useful. See, this is how a deadwood contract should be. With a forest that's super dense like this, you actually really have to hunt for the dead trees. I think this is perfect. Let's get this off the screen. Is it all within the radius of the circle? Do you guys know? Oh, there's one. Saw it. Saw it. Not only that, these trees are so dense in here. Even if I wanted to get these trees and keep them for myself, I'd have no way of actually getting them out of that forest. Even with the equipment I have, getting them in and out of this forest would be hell. Here's another one. Deadwood 57%. We're doing good. This is the outside edge of the deadwood contract area. This one looks like it should be a dead tree, but it's not. This might actually be pretty tricky. Maybe I should eat my words? This is harder than I thought. It was fun though. Okay, there's more area. Oh, so this. I was like in the middle of the zone. I was in the middle of the zone. I wasn't even like near where I should be. 71. All these trees look like deadwood trees, but they're not. I wonder if like the script, the engine that does the deadwood missions, I wonder if that engine is putting in fake deadwood trees. Like, I don't know what this land looks like normally. It's my first time being here. But I wonder if it puts in fake deadwood trees, hoping that it's going to mess you up. That would be super cool. Matter of fact, I kind of hope that it does, because that makes it way more exciting. I think I see two marks. There's one right there and one right there. There's this one I already cut. No, I didn't cut this one. It's hard to tell because they're not falling. They're not actually hitting the ground. They're like just sitting there. Done. So I finished that deadwood contract. The trees are still sitting here. Now, if I had a way to transport these trees back to a production, I could. But I'm assuming when I collect, they're just going to disappear. So let's actually collect on that one. See what happens. Collect. The mission was collected. And the trees are gone. Okay, so that makes sense. And actually, if I look around, those fake deadwood... No, there's a few here. I was trying to see if, like, the fake deadwood trees are gone. Alright, where's my tractor? So one of my biggest, like, not really complaints, but, like, one of the things that it wasn't super appealing to me, let's put it that way, for the V1 of this map was kind of a lack of diversity with the trees. The trees were all the same kind of tree, and they were all the same size. And the density of the forests. The forests were not dense at all, and to me, that was kind of a miss. I prefer denser forests. even if they are spindly trees, I don't really care, as long as it's dense and it feels like a real forest. And then the other thing is that the forest didn't have like forest ground, so there was no like, it was just meadow everywhere. So I'm hoping that, am I going the right way? Sort of, not really. So I was hoping that, you know, it would get better. And I actually didn't even play this map, so that's the other thing, is that I didn't even play this map at all before this was released. I tested my mod on this map because there was a problem and people reported it. But I didn't actually play the map at all. So that's a fake deadwood tree. Another one. These are all fake trees. But if you're making like $1,500 just for cutting some dead trees down, even if you don't do anything with those trees, not a bad contract. And I will be fair, the production, the boost mod of the boost contract boost mod is actually making the profit on these missions. I think it's making it a little bit higher. Let's look. Yeah, contract boost is plus 50% on the Deadwood missions, so it's giving you a little bit more reward per tree than normal. But again, you have to remember that all of those missions were nerfed. All the tree missions were nerfed in the last update, so. Yeah, so what I've heard, 3Js, as far as the Deadwood missions, the way to make money off of the Deadwood missions, or the way to, like, just like with everything else, the way to steal from the missions, because Giants doesn't want you to anymore, is the Deadwood trees are worth almost nothing if you sell them. So even if you wait, if you like do the work to collect them and put them in a trailer and cart them somewhere, they're not worth anything. And that's in the game files, that's in the game XML files. They're not worth money. But they are worth in value. So they still have, to make them have a weight and to make them have to fall properly and all that kind of stuff, they have to have leaders. They have to have size. They have to have a content to them. And if you have a production that takes in that leaders, you just buy leaders, not by value, but by leaders, you can actually bring the whole tree into a production of some kind, and get all of the leaders for all of the Deadwood, if you want to take the time to move it, transport it, whatever you're doing. Which is super cool, honestly. I think that's super cool. But you need to use, like, I'd show you, but I don't have anything installed. Like, normally I'd say, okay, just go in your menu and go to productions, and there's factories, selling points, greenhouses. Like, wait, where's my sawmill? My sawmill's not here. Uh-oh. That might cause a problem. I'd show you, but my sawmill is not activated right now. So I'm going to have to exit out and activate my sawmill because it's not there for some reason. The whole idea of this playthrough is to use that sawmill. Okay, I'm on the edge of the circle. I'm on the outer edge. It looks like, actually, if I face north, all of the spray paint is on the southern side of the dead trees. So it's always on the southern side of the tree. I'm totally outside the circle now. Oh, this is such a good forest. It's so dense. It just looks really good. I could put away the chainsaw, but that's no fun. All right. Uh, 80%, that means I have, what, 2, maybe 3 left? I haven't found them, though. Jess, you said they're all within the circle? mean, there's not very many more trees inside the circle. Like, the tractor's on the north edge of the circle. I'm on the southern edge of the circle. I don't see any more trees. Oh yeah, with mine, you'll get way more. For sure. Houston, we have a problem. Am I just missing something here? Does anyone see anything? Let me know. Let me know in the chat if you see one that I'm missing. But as of right now, we have this fake deadwood tree. It's not a deadwood tree. And I think we have one or two more trees to find. But they don't exist. I'm going to go a little bit outside the circle. I know it's not supposed to do that, but... like, these are deadwood trees. I want to check something, actually. No. Nope. Alright. Just trying to see if there's anything special. So trees can spawn inside other trees, so your missing tree could be inside the tree. Well, that doesn't freaking help. How am I supposed to tell if a deadwood tree is spawned inside of another tree? Oh, here's two more right here. How did I miss these? Hopefully these are my last two. Please be my last one. Alright, deadwood card checks the specified farmland finished. Now, I'm not going to cart these because I don't have the stuff to do it. So I'm going to collect another 1,500 bucks. It should give me enough to do my sawmill. Check the folder real quick. And was I just really dumb enough not to include my own sawmill? Yeah, I didn't include my own sawmill. What the heck? I'll get the version that got sent to Giants, I guess. No, not that one. Test. This one. Copy. There we go. Alright, we're going to have to exit out again one more time. Sorry to put my sawmill in. That was the whole idea of this whole thing. Save. Be right back. It'll only take a second. What the heck music is this? I don't know what this music is. There we go. Start it back in. Let's head back to the farm. We have enough. We should be able to place our own sawmill. The farm is south from where we are. And we should be able to place our own sawmill, which would be great. And then we'll be able to start doing the rest of... Oh my gosh. I'm not going to be able to drive through this forest. I'm already stuck. The density of these forests is going to be problematic, I think. Like, even though it's cool that it's dense, like, and I love that it's dense, like, trying to cut across the map is going to be harder because of the dense forests. But I love it. I think this map is so awesome. It looks so good now. And I was thinking earlier that maybe there wasn't enough trees. I think there's more than enough trees. There's some open areas. Where am I going? I'm going the right way. So I gotta come around up here. There's some open areas, and there's some kind of closed off areas, and that's fine. So... And then we can drive through them at least, and that's important. So, that's all that matters. Where am I? Okay, I gotta go right. I'm still learning my way around this map. And there's no roads, so it's like a little bit hard to navigate. Do I own this area right here? This area right here looks very, like, wide and open, and would be great for, like, doing grass work or something. Okay, so this is going to be a farm. So what do we have here? We have this flat area at the top of the hill that looks like it's a flat area. Let's plan ahead. If we have a farmhouse right here, maybe a barn or something right over in this area, and then let's put the sawmill down in this direction. Let's put the sawmill like right there. That means I'm going to have to move the pallets by hand. That's fine. Okay, so let's put the sawmill here. Let's zoom in a little bit. So I want to put the sawmill kind of like right here. Yeah? Yeah, that looks good. Go here. Look how slow the flattening is. Oh my gosh, like I did that like a minute ago. Wow. It's so slow. Yeah, the cabin constructible is there. It was already on the map though. And since I'm playing with mods only, I'm allowed to, if it's already on the map, I can use it. But I can't place it myself. Alright, is that going to be enough room for the sawmill? It's totally... The land is totally owned by me. If the land is not owned by me, how did I flatten it? Are you kidding me? I just wasted all of that money on flattening an area of land that's not even mine. So, I guess we can flatten things that aren't even ours. So you can flatten land that's not, you don't even own. That's clever. That's not how the world works. All the way over here is my land? Kidding me? We'll use that land eventually, okay? We'll use that land eventually, but I'm going to flatten more. It's okay. So slow. Why is it so slow? It's like doing stuff I did like 2 minutes ago. Okay, did you catch up with me yet? Not enough money now. Are you kidding me? You freaking kidding me? I'm gonna come back and do it again. This is annoying. I don't think the game should let you do any kind of flattening on land you don't own. That doesn't make sense to me. That just doesn't make sense at all. To not you what? That you can flatten land you don't own and spend tons of money doing it? Unless, oh, you know what? Hold on. That might have been my own fault. Hold on. Hold on. That might have been my own fault. Because I went through like a craziness of just downloading everything. Do I have the do I have the Paint and Terraform Anywhere mod active? Thank you. I do. Well, good. The game doesn't allow it. Good job, Josh. Way to go. Yes, Model Houseman, thank you. Yeah, I had the Paint and Terraform Anywhere mod, which means it was letting me paint and terraform anywhere. Because I had that mod, because I downloaded that mod, because I thought it was a good idea to just download every mod off of ModHub. Apparently I didn't think that through. Alright, so now I'm back. I don't even know where my tractor is. We're back here. We're back by the Deadwood missions. Alright, let's drive home, I guess. We have to weave our way through the bush. Get home again. Take a different route. Maybe it'll be better this time. This procedural. This is like a combination of like errors. The procedural tree generation makes the forests feel more real, but it makes them a little bit more more challenging to traverse because they're not, you know, with easily placed trees to be able to drive through. And the steering right now is horrible in this game, especially on keyboard. I happen to be using a keyboard and mouse to drive, which makes it even worse. Yeah, so I had the Paint and Terraform Anywhere mod, but I didn't have the Paint and Terraform Free Anywhere mod. I was paying for it. And because of that, I was paying for all of that terraformation that I wasn't even my own land. And I didn't realize it until I'd already spent like $3 grand terraforming that area. So, yeah, we're going to have a little cabin above this really pretty lake. And it's going to be awesome. Okay. So this line... So one thing we can do is we can do this. Put our tractor here. Get out. Paint. Come in here. Farmland. Okay. And then... I learned this trick from... Milk That Hen. You come in here to painting. You pick something like... grass. Right? And then perfect edge should be here. Where's perfect edge? I have perfect edge installed. Oh, lock access left shift. So we come in here. And we go over this way until it says land is not owned by you. Come in here just under, and I press the right mouse button, not the left, until it starts deleting. Is it going to let it me? Maybe I have to do plants. Land is not owned. Here. So now it's deleting. It's not charging me any money because it's deleting. I'm going to hit... Oh, perfect edge only works for painting? That's annoying. Okay, I guess I'm painting. Left shift. Not that axis. Oh, what am I doing here? Land is not owned. Should be over here somewhere. Land is not owned. Here it is owned. Somewhere in here. No, go this way. Am I not understanding how this thing works? Hold on. I'm confused here. Sorry, a little bit of confusion, folks. Give me a second to figure this out. Okay. Oh, it is at 45 degrees of where I am. So if I'm facing north, let me face north. Facing north, going this way, kind of at a 45-degree angle. Okay. Let's try that. I'm facing the direction that is... Oh, okay, so my line is like this. It's not... The fence... The fence is not the line. Okay. There we go. Now I understand what's going on. I was confused. Land is not owned by me. Here. Where am I painting? Here. Okay, and then we can do like this. We can paint across like that. Hopefully not spending too much money. And it'll stop when we're on land, not on land we don't own. But just temporarily, we're gonna paint a little line like that. Just that one line. That's the only one I care about. Because that'll give me a visual when I'm flattening. So come on here. Farmland. Whoops. Construction. So this is where we own. We own up to this. That's our plot land. And I'm actually going to bring the sawmill up here at the top of the hill. Yeah. Do it right here. All right. This is fun. Sorry, guys. This is not super great, amazing content, but it's let's go here with our super slow flattening tool. I can't even tell if I'm flattening actual ground because it's like flattening 5 minutes ago instead of right now. Okay, now we can wait for the flattening tool to finish its job, and hopefully by the end of it, we'll still have some money. Oh my god, it took forever. Okay, stop. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm like waiting for us to run out of money. Okay. Where's this plot of land we have? Where is it? So this is where our sawmill is going to be, I'm guessing. Okay, for some reason the sawmill is not here anymore. It got lost. I don't know. Hey, Outlaw, welcome in. I'm really struggling with this here. Sure, game save. I've had to exit out a couple times. I keep forgetting to reselect the sawmill. Let's name the save. Oh, we went back to the borrowing. So what's the borrowing? Okay. No to both. Lease only or limit to 2. So people are saying either you can do leasing and borrowing, but you can only do 2 items. Some people are saying borrowing for like contracts. Some people are saying leasing only. So let's end the poll. We're going to say leasing or borrowing. That's fine, but you have a limit of 2 items. And to make it harder, you can't keep those items for more than 1 sleep cycle. So you can sleep, but you can't keep them for like you can't lease a tractor and keep it for 6 months. You have to return it. You can only have 1 sleep cycle if you lease something. So you can have it overnight, but that's it. So somebody take notes, write it down, because that's what we're gonna do. All right, I'm inside. So that's cool that this house actually has a sleep trigger kind of inside it. All right, construction. So all of this work was just to put this sawmill down. And we're gonna put the pallets. We're gonna put the pallets up here towards the like part of the ground that we don't have access to. And we'll do about here. Okay. And then we're going to go back to sculpting. And the only tool that the Giants made that actually works really well is the sculpting tool. That's not the right tool. I used the wrong tool. It costs a lot of money. And I use all my money now. At least I saved. Come on. Select the sawmill again. Eventually, we'll actually get this to go. Outlaw is doing good. He's getting ready to test a feed mixing wagon that BSL Modding released. Sweet. I haven't seen any modded feed mixing wagons yet, so I hope that you find one that you like. Construction. Factory is the only factory I have available is this one because I made it. Not because I made it, just because it's the only modded factory I have downloaded. So we're gonna come here, we're just put that right there. $10,000. And then we're gonna save one more time just so I don't have to do that again. Actually, let's name our game save. We haven't named it yet. Oops. Square by modded square. Oh, and we do have stuff on. That's cool. All right. Now we are going to smooth it a little bit. Sorry, I have to do a little bit more stuff, and then I'll actually get back to doing something else. Smoothing. The smooth tool works pretty good. It doesn't take away the grass, which is great. One thing that's about this sawmill that's really cool, and I'll show you right now. See how I'm like smoothing out the side of the sawmill where these warning stripes are? Smoothing it. To make sure there's no bumps. But the cool thing is this is something you couldn't do in FS22, but is now a feature in FS25. If you look, this warning stripe grid area is on a hill, and this is perfectly on the ground. Now, when you have warning stripes and stuff like that, they can become decals. So they can be perfect with the ground. And I think that is a freaking awesome new addition to the overall game. I'll make this gravel area around where the pallets are going to be and the sawmill itself is. And then I'm going to put down some grass because we have a little bit of money left. Because it looks bad. Construction. Painting. Trees. Nice. Where's the fully grown grass? I love how Ola put all of the textures in. We were talking about this in my stream earlier today about the lack of custom paint textures in FS22 in general, or FS25 in general, because Giants neglected to actually put the right paint textures into the game for everyone to use. Which I think is a bummer. Alright, so now it looks like it's natural and it's supposed to be here. And we can go back to forestry. Yay! These trees are going to have to go. They're a little bit tall. Alright, so we need, for our house, we're going to need planks. And I'm going to leave the trees that are worth a lot of money off to the side and just focus on the trees that are not worth a lot of money. So we come here, come over here, do this, cut this off as close to the ground as possible because we're going to want to mow in here. 3. And then we just drag this over here. We don't even cut it up. We don't even do any of that. If anyone hasn't used my sawmill yet, this is how it works. You don't even have to drag it up. You don't bring it over. It is a production. It is not a sell point, which means if you come over here to the production menu, we now have 1,600 liters of wood in here, and we can activate all of these things. So we can activate this one, and this one, and that one, because those are things we need. And now we can go and get the trees that we need. So we can go right along our line. Looks like these 3 or 4 trees right here are on our property line. We can get them. And just drag them into our sawmill. Do that. That. And we're facing them all the same direction intentionally, so that they'll be easier to just drag up the sawmill. Right? Wait, why is the automatic engine off setting on? Can't stand that. Off. Automatic engine start off. Off, off, off. Don't buy stuff. I don't want you to. Save. There we go. Good game settings. How is everyone else doing tonight? So the next thing to do for our little challenge here is to bring these trees up. Good job, game. You're being extra. Why am I moving those ropes? I think I've crossed the streams. Crossed the streams. Okay. Don't care. Can this thing actually pull 4 trees? Looks like it. It's doing a pretty good job, too. Oh, that's actually the wrong side of the sawmill. That's where the pallets are going to come out. And I don't know, I think I downloaded that Ponji trailer today. And I think I have a beta of Universal Autoload, too, so. Okay, so let's look at the production now that we have a couple things in there. We have 10,000 liters of wood, and it's making these things, and they're coming in at 240 cycles per month. So it's not super slow, but it's not super fast. So it is what it is. They're kind of cruising already. Plenty of space for lots of stuff, but cool. All right, let's get some more trees and fill that thing up. And I want to open up this big meadow here and be able to mow this meadow like crazy. So let's cut down some trees. And I think once we cut down some trees and we get our sawmill pretty well fed, we might go to a contractor too, now that you guys have said that it's okay to lease equipment. Because then I can do like a fertilizing contract or whatever and make a little bit of money. What I would like to buy at some level here is 2 things. I'd like to buy a mower, and I'd like to buy Definitely want to buy a mower and like a forage wagon to do some mowing, and then like a bunker silo, or maybe I don't think I do. I think I have a fermenting silo in here too, so I can do that. I can do a fermenting silo. That's always the way I like doing it. But I want to open up this whole. Now the lodgepole pines, because these make the most money, it doesn't make sense for me. It doesn't make sense for me to go all the way to the store and not bring a load of wood to that sawmill up there. That totally makes sense. So I have these 2 lodgepole pines here. I need to crouch down like I did before. Yeah, the trimming the trees is a little bit finicky. Kind of have to do that 45-degree angle. I think Juan was right. The 45-degree angle is really critical. And so I don't have to pull down as many. We're going to cut these at 8 feet. Actually, what's the overall length of this tree? 36, 34 meters. Kind of at 7. Kind of at 7. Or 2 at 7, 2 at 8, maybe? That'll be 2 at 10. Just trying to get the most value out of this wood as I can. The least amount of trips all the way to the other side of the map. What I should do is go do a contract so that I can set up my sell point. Do that soon enough. Alright, so lodgepole pine 21.5 meters, so 7. Okay. Whoa. I'm still not good. I missed the scroll wheel thing. In the last version, in Farm Sim 22, I didn't want to turn the FPS counter on. In Farm Sim 22, the scroll wheel was what you use to select and deselect tools. And now I'm pressing more buttons to deselect the same tools, which is a little bit annoying to me. Okay, 3 is the button to press. I keep pulling the wrong winch rope. The winch rope logic is a little bit messed up. And the best part about doing a sawmill like this on your farm, not that I need to sell you on this, but is because you don't have to... Come on. Because you don't have to actually trim the trees, so you don't have to do the whole branch thing if you are running your own sawmill. You just bring it in like this and dump it. And this works for the same for the base game sawmill. Most people don't know that. If you're just doing a production, again, a production, if you're just doing the production, all the production cares about, and this is the way that all sawmills work, only thing that production cares about is the production. So it cares about liters. Liters of wood, liters of whatever. It does not care about like special wood lengths or quality of wood or any of that other garbage. All it cares about is the liters of wood. It doesn't care about length. It doesn't care about quality. Doesn't matter. It doesn't even, it's not even if it's a regular tree. So if you have a production, you can take a really crappy tree, like a deciduous tree, like the decorative trees. Oh, that's not what I want. This one, right? You could take a deciduous tree, a decorative tree, and use that. And you just dump it into your production. The production doesn't care. A lot of people are like, oh, I need to wood sheep these. No. That's not the way this game works. Where's the stump? There's a stump here that I'm missing. Here it is. Handy. And those big trees are, they actually are awesome. And they're not in this game, they're not in this map. There's no, I don't think there's any of them in this map. I think Ola didn't put any of them in this version of the map. But they are good because they create a lot of volume. So even if you're playing on, like, I don't know, Riverbend Springs, and you're like, well, how am I going to get enough wood to actually build these things? The key is just get a small sawmill like this, right? And this is the other reason why this is built the way it's built. You could put this little teeny sawmill on your farm, and then turn this on, and set activate. Yeah, I'm sorry, change the output mode of this one to distributing, and it will distribute it. It'll take the wood from the sawmill and distribute it out, right? Or if you set it to selling, it'll sell that wood as if it's perfect wood. So you can take a deciduous tree, a really big oak tree or whatever, bring it into this production, set this to selling, and it will sell it as if it's perfectly good straight lumber. And you make a killing doing it. Would make killing. Let me get these trees right here because they're just right here. Might as well. And then we'll go do a contract or something. I got about 40 minutes left. Let's look at the contracts and see if there's anything good. Fertilizing? No. Deadwood? No. Could do wood transport, but that's ridiculous. Here's the question. This is actually a good question. If we put since we put a limit on the limit of 2 of the number of items we can borrow, doing a harvesting contract wouldn't work because you're borrowing too much stuff. We do these. These are pretty fast. That's the other problem with the borrowing limit is this has like a front and a back tank. And there's no way to get only the front tank. So that's kind of useless. Right? Oh, so the limit is only if you're using on your farm, but it's not a limit if you're doing a contract? That's fine. So leasing limit is 2. Borrowing is whatever comes with the contract. I like that. Not just because it gives me the ability to do a harvesting contract right now, which is not even that much money, but that makes sense because you have no control over how many items are in a contract. So we're going to go do this one after. So we're going to go borrow items. And then we're going to put a couple more trees into our sawmill and then head down there and do that contract. Awesome. Get these two also. What's the orange circle mean? Do you guys know? This is the new lumberjack mod. What does orange mean? I don't know what orange means. Because this is red. I like how the trees aren't perfectly round either. I actually like that. It's a little bit more variety. 3 to get rid of the chainsaw. Look at all this stuff I have. Oops. Okay, I'm starting to get the controls here. I didn't know what those controls were before, but I'm starting to understand them. Okay, now we're going to push these trees together and try to pull them all at once. We'll see what this tractor can do. Again, I've never used this tractor, so I don't know how good it is or bad. I just know it's basically a tractor plus a winch blade in one, which makes it pretty much the best tractor for like doing these kind of survival missions. When I went forward, it totally pulled the tractor backwards a little bit. It's struggling now. I'm pulling 5 trees. Thanks for coming in Northern Farm Sim. Sorry I didn't get to say goodbye before you left. If you're seeing this on replay, thank you so much for watching and coming in for the live stream. Starting off this challenge. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this challenge on live streams or do it on like Let's Plays, I might kind of alternate between this one and the other Can You Survive? Go from there. I think it's enough as long as the trunks are in the trigger. Let's look out. Let's see. Yep. Okay, our sawmill now has 34,000 liters of wood, which should be more than enough to get some planks and stuff going for our log cabin. And let's go down to the store with our load of actual logs. So we're going to hook up some small logs here. Okay. We go over to this bigger tree over here. Get some more. The trick is when you pull your winch, when you stop, you pull it close enough so you can get that piece on there. That's the trick. And I'm gonna go here. Here. Oh, here's another tree that I have to deal with at some point. And stop. Oh, that's perfect. Look at that. Over on this side are B. Over this side are B. And like most of that tree, I don't think I got all of it. I got most of it. There we go. The one thing I don't like about this tractor and the winch, and the way the winch is set up, is the winch doesn't pull the ropes tight enough. Like, the limit of the winch ropes is here. It should be much closer to the tractor so that it would lift up the front ends. I will find when I mow. Oh, yeah. I'll find that tree when I mow. Kind of like these. Oh. I can actually bring these in, too. Actually, no. Do I have... I think I have 4 on each. No, I have 3 on that one. The one on the right has only 3. So I'll get 1 more log on here from this tree earlier when I mow. Now, I'm not going to make enough money from this contract to buy a mower. There just aren't any good mowers in the game that are that cheap. To finagle it to get a little closer. There we go. I'm at my limit. 4 and 4. And we still don't know what the right way across the map is. We're just, like, totally cross-countrying it all the way up to the sawmill. And we also need to get a workstation. I'm not going the right way. I need to go this way, north. I need to go northeast like that. We also need to put this down, which is here. No, here. Tools. We need to put this workshop thing down for 10 grand, so we can have a workshop at our farm. The workshop anywhere. There's a couple of different like mobile workshops that I used to use a lot on 22. We won't have any of those for this one. We don't have those yet in FS25, but hopefully soon. Eventually, we'll buy a lot of this land. So the other idea, and this is the last part of the challenge we didn't really talk about, but I think I'm on a straight line. I'm not going to hit a tree for a minute. The overall idea for this challenge is square by square. So I can own the idea is to own as much of the map as you want. Eventually own the whole map if you can. But you have to go through the map square by square. So I only currently own this square. So I can only buy this like 9 grid around where I am. I can't go over here and buy the sawmill. I have to work my way up to buying the sawmill if I want to buy it. So you have to kind of go square by square. And the idea is it's a much more of a slow progression. This map has actually very expensive farmlands, so it's going to be a challenging thing. And like we're still talking about an empty store. Like I barely have, I have like one of everything. Like I have a cultivator, I don't have any plows, I have a planter, I have a fertilizer spreader, I think I have a roller. There's not much here. And there's not much that's been created from the modding community yet. So, and a lot of it is also because giants, there's a lot created by the modding community, there's a lot of crap out there. So I'm trying to stick to stuff that's only on ModHub because that makes it more fair for if you're playing this on console. So if anyone is trying to take this challenge on and you're on console and you want to do this, it's up to you to restrict yourself to mods. There's no way to say I don't only want to see mods on console. There's no way. But that said, it's pretty easy to remember just to only pick mods for stuff that you're leasing or buying. If you're borrowing, the contract equipment is still technically base game, but there's nothing you can do about that because there's no way of resetting the contract equipment. Also, I mean, technically I can, don't get me wrong, I can do anything, but I don't want to put that effort in, that energy to do that extra level of customization. But you could, I think, technically. But yeah, and then also, I think I put it on the video, but yeah, square by modded square. That's the idea. And then not only that, as you use people's mods, the other big thing is giving thanks back to the modding community. So the only mods I've used so far are my mods. I've made both this tractor, like I modded this tractor to give it color selection and engine horsepower and stuff like that. But it's mine. And then the sawmill is also mine. So make sure you rate your mods. Every mod that you're using in your playthrough, you should have rated that mod. So definitely rate your mods. Let the modders know that you like what you're doing. And then also, wherever possible, I'm also going to try to put either cards on the screen or put it in the description. If I buy a piece of equipment, I'm going to put in the description the link to that piece of equipment, who the modder is who made it, why I chose that piece of equipment over other pieces of equipment if there's any kind of good reasons. And basically giving credit where credit's due for the mods that you're using. Some of them are just going to be Giants mods. Some of them are going to be stuff that I mod myself. Whatever. It's up to you, but it's up to you to kind of like respect the modding community in how you use it and give back if you can. So R, 9 grand. Look at that. Woo woo. $8,909 for just that little load of wood. Now that's going to allow me to do one more thing. Hey Rusty, how's it going? Thanks for being here. I think I told you about this, Rusty, but sorry. This is my version of your mod or of your challenge. With one key difference. This is mods only. Which right now is really, really hard because there aren't very many mods, specifically vehicle mods or anything like this. This is a base game tractor, but I spent some time modifying it so that it can be color selectable and all kind of stuff and engine configurations and all yada yada. But yeah, the idea is mods only. So I will send you the rules that we kind of came up with during the stream, Rusty, and we'll put it in your Discord if you want to post it out. But in the meantime, I haven't tried this harvester yet. Everyone says it's pretty cool, but I'm doing it on a perfectly flat field, so not that exciting. And because there's no cars to run into, I'm just going to drive over here. And I think we're supposed to do field 1. Nice. Only downside of procedural trees, sometimes your procedural engine puts a tree in the middle of a field. Sometime. And because I don't have the money, I don't think. Can I buy a forage wagon? I don't think I can. I don't think I have enough to buy a forage wagon. Because if you're doing a harvesting contract, you might as well collect the straw and do something with it. But can I buy a forage wagon? No, I can't. Yeah, this one's nice. This one came out as a modded one, but this one's cheaper. The TARDIS one is there. But yeah. Yeah, I'll just leave it. Maybe next time when I do harvesting, I'll actually have a fermenting silo set up, and I can actually collect the straw and do something with the straw, and I'll have the equipment to do it. Right now, I don't have any of that, so we're just going to harvest and collect our money. Nice, Rusty. You'll have to send us some pictures of how it looks like set up right before all the shoppers come in the morning. I love doing that kind of Toys for Tots kind of thing. I've helped like local church groups do that too, and it's so much fun, and it's so exciting to see the delight on people's faces when they're able to, you know, get presents for their kids when they might not have the means to do it. It changes their lives, and not only that, changes their Christmas holiday. We don't have any of our field tools, like enhanced, whatever is it called? Enhanced vehicle mod? For some reason I don't have that in here. I guess I'll do that next time. You take pictures every year? Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how it comes out. I think that's such a cool thing that you guys are doing. I do like the fact that even though this is a forestry map, there's a few fields here to do a few contracts here and there to make a couple bucks. I think that's really cool. I wish the map had destructible rock missions. I know that those are kind of for some people, but it would fill it out. I might do some tree transport contracts at some point. Once we have a log trailer. Doing a tree transport contract with a winch doesn't sound fun to me, but it probably could be done. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Either way, you're still doing, whether it's actually the Toys for Tots thing, the actual thing, what you're doing is providing families and children a means who don't have the means to do so to get Christmas presents for their kids, right? That's what you're doing. You're serving the same purpose even if you aren't registered with the Toys for Tots Foundation, right? Yeah, everyone calls it that because that's what people know. Like, that's what they see on the news. Toys for Tots, Toys for Tots. Yeah, totally. Oh, look, there's a little trailer right there. I wonder if that's a sleep trigger. I bet you that's a sleep trigger. If only I had a mod that provided much cheaper sleep triggers. I guess I don't have it installed. One thing that Bruce found out about this map that I'm also seeing is that even though it looks like it's flat, there isn't anything on this map that's flat. Which I actually like. I actually enjoy that. I think perfectly flat maps are... I don't know. Kind of boring. I feel like real life, even if something you think's... Real life is going to be more like this, where you think it's actually perfectly flat, but it's not. It's got a very slight roll to it. Or slight hill. I think that that's the best part. No, there's no good FS news this week, Rusty. Not that I know. I mean, there's some stuff coming out. Giants is on vacation right now, today. And I think they'll go back on vacation again on the 19th, I believe. No major mods released. There's a couple things here and there. And they turned off the other big news this week, Rusty, is that they turned off the mod testing list. So they are no longer going to be having a mod testing list. Which I personally, I think that's a mistake. I think it's a mistake not to have a testing list. But I understand to some degree of why they did it. And in some ways, they're trying to help the modding community. They think they're helping the modding community by avoiding people being like, where's my mod? Where's my mod? Where's my mod? But at the same time, the modding community also used the testing list to get a gauge of when their mod was going to get done testing or get through testing. It was used as a measurement tool for how many mods are currently waiting, which was one of the numbers that it gave as part of the list, and how many days on average it'll take to get through that list. So if I am a modder and I want to submit a mod and I see that the current mod testing list is there's only 100 mods in the testing list and the average working time is 5 days, then I know that it's a good time to submit my mod because hopefully it'll go through the system quick. If I see that the mod testing list is 500 items long and it's currently 15 working days to get through the testing list, then I might hold off from submitting and spend a little bit more time making my mod better. But without a testing list, either public or private, whether it's just for the modders knowing that information or the community knowing that information, either way, not having a testing list means that information doesn't exist anymore, which is kind of a hard thing. And it's kind of a bummer. And I think that the people who are going to miss out the most from the testing list, a lot of people have been saying like DJ Goham and Sealy P and stuff like that. They're going to be the ones hurt hardest by the lack of a testing list because they don't have a job anymore. And I'm like, no, they'll get their information in other means. But as a modder, I feel that the modding community is somewhat hurt by that testing list just because it's now even more of a black box as far as how long it's going to take. So I currently have 4 mods sitting waiting for testing. I have no idea whatsoever how long it's going to take for those mods to get tested. None. And there's no way for me to know that information. There's no way for me to even find out that information. And the only way for me to actually ask Giants how long it's going to take would be to send a trouble ticket, into ModHub to be like, hey, what's the status? And they have already told modders not to do that. And so it's basically like this whole concept now, the way they've set it up, is it's now kind of a concept of, okay, I'm going to create a mod. I'm going to throw it over the wall. Hey, Giants, put this on Mod Hub at some point, whenever you feel like it. No rush, no worries. And if you could maybe tell me when it's ready, that would be great. That's not how things work. That's super dumb. Like, how does that help the modding community? That it's just like super open-ended, no idea when things are happening, no idea when things are gonna get done or can get done or any of that crap. Super open-ended? Like, that's with no information, no public information about, other than at one point somewhere down the line, I'm gonna go on to log into Mod Hub, and I'm gonna see on Mod Hub that my mod is currently in testing. That's the only notification I get. That's it. And then I'll get another notification if it's testing complete, or another notification if it failed. And I'll get an email. But that's it. Like, I have no idea between the day I submit my mod and the day it goes into testing. I have no idea how long that time period could be. It could be a day. I've seen it in less than 24 hours for myself. Totally randomly. I could see it in a day. I could see it in a month. I could see it in 6 months. I don't know. I have no way of knowing. And to me, that system, the way that they're setting it up, is not sustainable. I think it's not going to last. There's going to be a problem with it. There's going to be more problems, and either Giants is going to see less people submitting to Mod Hub because it's now a crapshoot, a complete crapshoot. Before it was kind of a crapshoot, and now it's a complete crapshoot. And then that means that people have to either rely on hosting those mods themselves or relying on third-party sites, which also means that the console players, who are the only other people who benefit from those mods being on Mod Hub, they're going to completely lose out. All right, so I finished harvesting. We're going to dump this. Nice. Contract finished. An extra $347 of harvest income. And then let's see if this contract was worth it at all. I don't think it was. Let's just get out of the tractor. I don't care. I'm not driving it back. Then we go over here. Active, completed. I only got $911 because it costs $1,500 to lease the equipment. So all of that work, and I made $1,200. That's kind of poodoo. And like even these, like look at this one. It's like, oh, I can spray. The lease cost is $1,280 to lease that equipment. How is that helpful at all? $1,200 to lease that equipment. And I'm only making $1,815. So my profit is not $1,815. My profit, the contract award is not $1,815. It's $1,815 minus this. So it's like $600. Totally not worth it. The only things that are sort of worth it are the Deadwood contracts, but then you're just like hunting and pecking and searching. That's not fun. 1840 is near us, right? Don't we own like somewhere over here? Which plot do we own? I don't even remember. We own 59, so stopping at 49 or 41 would be good. Let's look. 41 to 49, we can do those on the way home. Accept contract, not leasing. Accept contract, not leasing. Contracts in hard mode are hard. That doesn't make sense. And then we want to buy a mower eventually, and the mower we're going to buy is the one that I made because it's amazing. Mods and DLCs, and it's not on here. How do I not have my own stuff on here? It's so annoying. So we're not buying the mower today because it's not on here. Why can't I tab to my vehicle? There we go. All right, we're going to head back empty-handed. We did all of that work, and all of that work plus driving all the way here with those logs, we only made $10,000. So we really have to kind of like step it up to find other ways to make money, because we want to buy some equipment, but we don't. We've got like $50,000 equipment to buy, and no way of, and basically not very much way of making that money unless we cut down trees, which is fine. I'm fine with that. All right, here we go. Do this dead. So I'm gonna park right here, and I'm gonna call it. We have this deadwood contract right here, and we have this deadwood contract to do here, or 41 and 49. Those two we accepted. We'll do those. There's not really much of a reward, but it's better than nothing. The reward per tree for deadwood, I think, is okay. I think it could be better. Maybe like a $275, $300 per tree. Maybe we can try to make some money off of it this time. We'll see. But I'm going to head out. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for all the people who jumped in. Thank you for all the really awesome birthday wishes. I greatly appreciate everyone coming in and being part of this live stream. This is, you know, it's a birthday live stream. I did the same thing last year where I did kind of 2 or 3 live streams in one day. Right now, I'm going to head out to dinner and get some dinner with my family, have a nice little birthday dinner. But I want to say thank you to everyone for being here. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, all that kind of stuff. And I'll catch everyone next time. Thank you so much for being here. And if you see any of my mods come out, please, please, please don't forget to rate them on ModHub. That is the biggest thing that you can do for me to help out. We have an update for Contract Boost coming out. We have Industrial Sawmill, the one I've been using here on this playthrough. That's coming out. The mower I thought I had it on here, but it's not on here. The Bednar Batwing is submitted. We'll see if Giants accepts it. And then I also have the farm fill stations, again, which should be on this playthrough, but it wasn't. For whatever reason, I'm still missing some mods. So next time we'll come back in and we'll do some more of this stuff. Maybe I'll just leave it for, I'll do the Deadwood contracts on my own, bring you back in and catch you up, and then we'll go on from there. Thanks everyone for being here. Thank you for watching, and catch you next time. Bye-bye. That's not the right screenshot. Let's add it while we're thinking about it. I also forget for next time. Existing square, unmodded square. I wonder if I should highlight that center square a little bit more on that logo. Yeah, I should. All right, thanks for being here, everybody. Have a good one. Bye-bye.